ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलाम्। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे च जनकात्मजाः पुरतो मारुतिर्तस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्। I want to share with you a beautiful verse of meditation on Sita and Ramachandra. Actually, whenever we think of them, it is said that this is how we visualize. I have learned only the first of the two shlokas. The second I'll share another time. But the first one is this way. I'd like you to close your eyes and visualize it this way. I offer my obeisances to that dark-hued Sri Ramachandra, who is along with Sita Devi, very happily seated in Virasana. Virasana means the left leg is folded on the right knee and the right leg is resting on a footstool, and Sita Devi is sitting on his lap. And they are seated on a very, very beautiful asana that is made of flowers and decorated by variety of gems. And they're all situated inside a golden mandapa, a golden altar, if you will. And right in front of them is Sri Hanumanji, who is reading from the wonderful scriptures. And Sri Ramachandra is commenting as Hanumanji is reading. He makes him pause, and Ramachandra comments and gives very, very special insights into the statements of scripture to the sages who are sitting around and listening. While Bharata, Shatrughna, Sugriva, Vibhishana, Angada, etc., Jambavan, they're all surrounding this assembly or surrounding Sri Ramachandra and Sita Devi. So that's the visual. And the verse goes something like this. It's a dhyana verse or a verse of meditation. So please try and take your mind away from the Saturday morning or Saturday evening activities, away from what's going to happen on Sunday and Monday, away from the demands of the body, the demands of the extensions of the body, etc., if you can, and meditate on this verse. Vaidehi Sahitam Suradrumatale. They're seated under the Parijata tree. Vaidehi Sahitam Suradrumatale Haime Mahamandape Madhye Pushpakamasane Manimaya Virasane Sustitam Agre Vachayati Prabhanjanasute Tatvam Param Munibhyah Vyakyantam Bharatadibihi Vyakyadibihi Vyakyantam Bharatadibihi Parivratam Ramam Bhaje Shamalam. I will also share this verse with you along with the recording that my god sister Jyotirmaya made. So it's rings in your being as well. Ideally, as soon as we wake up in the morning, we call out the names of our spiritual master and our Ishtadeva. And if they happen to be Sita and Rama and their associates, then this is a wonderful verse to remember them by. As we enter the scene where the conversation between Sita Devi and Hanumanji is almost coming to an end because he found her, uh, he tried to approach her. She was hesitant to put any trust in him. So he spoke words to gather her confidence, to gather her trust that he is indeed the messenger of Sri Ramachandra. She trusted him a little bit, then distrusted because who knows, it may be Ravana with his really mischievous ploy. Then she trusted him again. And finally, when after conversations back and forth of Hanuman describing in very specific details Sri Ramachandra's form from head to toe, with very specifics of his fingers, his chest, his eyes, his chin, his jawline, his hair, his forehead, his shoulders, back, small of the back, his knees, including his privates and his feet, everything, the colors of it. She knew, yes, this is indeed a person who has seen Ramachandra. And the same features applied to Sri Lakshmana. Then finally, he gave the Rama Nama Ankita Anguliyaka, the ring with the name of Ramachandra inscribed in it. And her heart's joy knew no bounds. And after some conversation, he asks her, can I get something in return? So I can take and prove to Ramachandra that indeed I have seen you. Not just to prove to Ramachandra, in addition, so it gives Ramachandra great solace to his heart because he is in a complete, as we say in English, mess thinking about you. His love in separation is so intense that he has not been eating. He's been eating only to keep his body and soul together. He's cut everything down to 1/5. He's not sleeping. And even if he dozes, he wakes up saying, Sita, 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 Sita. That's all he chants, your name. And when bugs and creepers and snakes and flies and mosquitoes crawl on him, bite him, he doesn't even notice, he doesn't even twitch. So Sita Devi narrates as from her side the Sangyatam, Abhigyatam, which is the token. She narrates the entire story of the crow and how Ramachandra, who's very protective of Sita, empowered a blade of grass with the Brahmastra to kill a very mere insignificant crow. And then she gives the Chudamani. And we discussed all the, not all, but some of the details surrounding this episode to a point where now Hanumanji is getting ready to return back to Sri Not only has she been alone, she has been so isolated from Ramachandra and Lakshmana. And to add to it, she is being tormented non-stop by these hideous demons under the order of Ravana. And once in a while, they're almost about to hurt her, and Vibhishana's daughter, Anala, sort of chides them and keeps them away. Trijata made a warning, Trijata. And then there is Vibhishana, who's trying to counsel Ravana. And Sita Devi's got bits of news about it, but yet the torment is just too much to bear. More than the torment, the separation with Ramachandra is more painful than the tormenting of the demonesses. And in this condition, as if in a desert, if you get a little water to drink, the way it nourishes a person's entire being and brings this urge to live back. Similarly, meeting Hanuman has brought the entire urge to continue living in her because she has hope, she has confidence. Her pain has been mitigated a little bit hearing about Ramachandra and meeting someone who's very, very close to Sri Ramachandra. Unfortunately, that time is very near where that also is going to go away from her. So we can only imagine as Hanumanji is getting prepared to leave Ashoka Vana, how she must be feeling. Um, and so she's not going to let him go so easily, and you'll hear it today as where we are in chapter 39. The chapter starts with Manim Datva Tatah Sita Hanumantam Atha Abravit Abhigyanam Abhigyatam Etad Ramasya Tatvatah. After giving that wonderful Chudamani jewel to Hanuman, she spoke. She says that this jewel, Ramachandra knows about it. And everything that he needs to remember about us, he will remember as soon as he sees it. Oh, Hanumanji, I am placing my entire trust upon you because only you can fulfill the act of returning to Ramachandra, giving him this message, and bringing him here. There is nobody who can fulfill this except you. And so this is that famous verse which is called Karya Niryoga Mantra, or that mantra by which only Hanumanji can fulfill the duty or the task that is offered to him, in this case by Sita Devi. And so this mantra, we said, is very, very special. Not that we want Hanumanji to carry out our duties, but it is to empower us with Hanuman's success potency. He can be successful in anything that he takes up. So we seek sometimes a little grace from him by invoking this Karya Siddhi in him. And why is he always successful? Because he has Sita Devi's blessings. So this is a famous verse, which I'll share with you again on WhatsApp. Tamas tvam asmin karya niryoge pramanam harisattamah. Hanuman yatnamasthaya dukkha kshayakaro bhava. Dukkha kshayakara. You can remove all my distress by asmin karya niryoge, by fulfilling this task of giving my earnest message to Ramachandra. So that is the task. When we approach Sri Ramachandra, we're meant to make a request to Hanumanji that I am struggling in the day-to-day execution of my life, be it my family responsibilities, my work responsibilities, be it my body, my mind, the words that I speak. There's always a cause of distress, so many varieties of distresses. And within all of that, as I'm trying to navigate my life, there is a very feeble enlightenment that Sri Ramachandra is my only shelter. But that message to get to him needs someone to make that connection. And Hanumanji, I'm seeking your blessings that you may please successfully take my message to Sri Ramachandra. We're not giving Hanumanji service, we're making a petition. And the petition is Tvam asmin karya niryoge pramanam harisattamah Hanumat yatnamasthaya dukkha kshayakaro bhava. The entire Vaishnava principle is that a connection with the Supreme Lord is made only through recommendation. Directly, not possible. In fact, it's not a principle. It's not a principle for Sita Devi. It's not a principle for Vibhishana. It's not a principle for even Sugriva, who's such a good friend, needed Hanumanji to make the introduction. Now, one may ask, who made the introduction for Hanumanji to meet Ramachandra? And you will notice, although he spoke directly to Ramachandra, Ramachandra did not respond. He turned to Lakshmana and told him, please respond to his questions carefully. And it is Lakshmana who talked to Hanumanji about Sri Ramachandra, Ramachandra's lineage, why he is here, and that is how the connection is made. It is always a principle that we need someone in between to make that connection with the Lord. So now she is noticing that Hanumanji is getting ready to return. So she says, oh, Hanuman, please ask about the welfare of Rama and Lakshmana. Also ask about the welfare of Sugriva and any other Vanaras who are senior in their accomplishments. Bruyastvam Vanarasreshta Kushalam Dharma Samhitam. So anyone who are endowed with dharma in Sugriva's team, all of them, please let them know that I asked about their welfare. She herself is in such severe distress, but she's asking about the welfare of others. That is compassion. That she's not, yes, she's in pain. She's in severe distress. She's constantly almost begging Hanuman, please, please bring Ramachandra here as soon as you can. But that does not stop her. That does not mitigate her from asking about the welfare of others. And then she said, only you deserve to come up with a strategy by which Ramachandra can come here across this entire ocean of misfortunes. Tasmad dukkhambu samrodhat tvam samadhatum arhasi. Samadhatum, you can devise a plan. And this ocean is not an ocean of salt water. The saltiness is in the distresses, in the misfortune. What is the misfortune? I am far away from Sri Ramachandra. Almost in a way that he doesn't even know where I am. And so she says, I will only keep my life together, or my life is only surviving on this very, very small hope that only Ramachandra can console me and he will be here. Whatever words you've spoken about Sri Ramachandra has energized me. And Ramachandra's strength and virya is what will take me out of this condition. So please, when you speak to Ramachandra, the Ramachandra will feel a sense of urgency or expediency to come and rescue me. After hearing what Sita Devi is seeing, Hanumanji placed both of his hands together, bowed his head, because he has not seen this kind of love and affection ever. And that too being revealed by the Hladini potency of Ramachandra. Wonderful. From a Tattva perspective, it is commendable that the Jiva has this kind of intensity of desire to want to be in the shelter of Ramachandra. And so Hanuman spoke. Sita Devi, very soon, Sri Ramachandra, Lakshmana, all the monkey armies will come and remove all the distress that you have. When Ramachandra releases arrows, there is nobody, either in the entire human race or any celestial race, that can stand against those arrows. Ramachandra is even capable of defeating Indra or even Yamaraj, the god of death. Even Suryadev, who's so powerful, they cannot stand against Sri Ramachandra. In fact, Ramachandra is the only worthwhile, deserving master for the entire world. And Ramachandra will be victorious just for your sake. When Sita Devi heard these words, she held him with great respect. The words used by Valmiki is Tasya tat vachanam shrutva samyak satyam subhashitam. Samyak, completely, totally. Satyam, truthful. Subhashita, bhashita is spoken, but subhashita is very sweetly spoken, well spoken, appropriately spoken. Janaki bahu mene athak vachanam cha idam abravi. Bahu mene. She held those words with great regard and respect. And she responded back to Hanuman. And Hanuman at this time is getting ready and he's turning and getting ready to make the first steps to walk back to find a place from where he can jump. So Sita Devi, her desire for association of Hanumanji, because he speaks about Ramachandra, is so intense and full of eagerness. She says, "Oh, Hanumanji, if it's agreeable to you, why don't you wait another day here? Just take some rest and you can go tomorrow." The internal desire is, please be here. Speak about Ramachandra. For 10 months, I haven't heard anything. The eagerness to hear Katha is so intense. Please stay. Please stay. Give me that association for another day. Because you have been here, Hanumanji, even that moment's association is a great relief for me from all my misfortune and great sorrow. Oh, Hanuman, if uh, if there is any doubt for you about whether you'll make it or not, the same doubt is there in me, whether I will survive or not. And once you leave, my sorrow will rise like a fire in me and burn me completely. Oh, best of monkeys, the best of Vanaras. I have a doubt though. You're going to leave. As far as I know, only 3 personalities can cross this ocean. One is, of course, you, because you're here. Another is Garuda. And the third is Vayudev, your father. But what about all the other Vanaras? How about Ramachandra and Lakshmana? How can they cross this insurmountable ocean? You've been making promises that you'll go, you'll speak to them, you'll bring them. But how is it possible? I have this doubt in me. How will he make it here? Because it's so far away. And it's not just land, it's an ocean. An ocean is deep with vicious predatory animals in it. So tell me, how are you visualizing that Sri Ramachandra will come? Indeed, you have such excellent abilities to fulfill a task, but I'm curious because I see only you are only you have the strength and the prowess to come here. Of course, if Ramachandra defeats Ravana in battle, that is very glorious. But for that, he has to come here. It is also important that when he comes here, he has to fill Lanka with so many arrows, and Ravana's entourage and army is very, very big. But he needs to get here first. So unless he gets here, how can he show his valor? So please, Hanuman, tell me. So Hanuman, right before going away, gives his final answer. Say, Nishamya, having heard, Hanuman Sesham Vakyam Uttaram Abravit. Sesham Vakyam, whatever was remaining to say, he's about to say. And he says, Sita Devi, Sugriva is the greatest master and lord of all the monkeys and bears. And he has so much strength and determination. Sugriva Sattva Sampanna Tavarthe Kritanishcha. For this, your sake, he has made this determination that he will fulfill the order and desire to find you. And it's not that Sugriva is alone. Vanara Sahasranam Kotibhihi. He's not just one or 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 or even a million monkeys. Kotibhihi Sahasranam. Thousands of millions, which is billions of monkeys are under his order. And they are not ordinary monkeys. They are endowed with great, great qualities. Tasya Vikramaha Sampanna. Here Vikrama, Krama means to step. And V is used for the foot. So Vikrama Sampanna. They have such abilities to jump. Okay. Sattvavanto. Their sattva here is the strength. Their body has so much energy and strength in them. Mahabalaha. Manaha sankalpa samtapta nirdeshe harayastitaha. Just by the desire in their mind, manaha sankalpa, they can jump harayastita, not from, they have to come to the ocean. See, I had to come all the way to the southernmost border of the land or country and then jump here. Those monkeys just standing in Kishkinda, just by the heart's desire, can jump here to Lanka. That's their prowess. In fact, there is no stoppage. They can move into the sky if they want. They can go down to the netherworlds if they want. They can go in any direction. And there is nothing to stop them. And these are the great monkeys who have circumambulated the earth. Oh, did they walk? No. They jumped. And their jump was so strong and intense that they have circumambulated the entire earth. In fact, in Bhagavatam, we hear that Jambavan, when he saw Lord Vamana, who had become Trivikrama, Jambavan circumambulated the entire form of Trivikrama, which is as big as the universe, easily circumambulated, did pradakshina 3 times. So in all ways, in all sorts of ways, these monkeys under Sugriva are either equal to me or even superior than I am. Nobody who's with Sugriva is inferior than me. What is the meaning of the sentence? That if anyone is the lowest on that in that group, it's me. aham, sorry, मथ विशिष्टाः च तुल्याः च santi tatra vanokachah. Matah visishtha, greater than me. Chatulyaha cha, or equal to me. Santi tatra, all of the forest dwelling monkeys are either equal to me or superior than I am. Matah pratyavaraha kaschin nasti, there is nobody inferior than me. Sugriva sannidhau. And you may want to consider one thing, Sita Devi. If you notice, who in a group of people, who gets to be the errand boy? Who runs the errands? It is always the youngest, weakest who get, or the, as we say in a corporate, the intern gets all the drudge work. The big bosses are sitting at the table and they'll look at an intern and say, "Chai le kya?" Go tell the boss this thing. Hey, get me that book. Get me this paper. Go take this document there and bring it back. So it's the ordinary peon, the very insignificant person is given all this kind of work. And that is me. Aham tavat iha praptam kim punahate mahabala. If I can come here, what to speak of all these great mahabalas? Nahi prakrishta prekshante preshante hi itare janaha. This is the crowning glory verse of this section of Sundarakanda, where Hanuman, although he's very great, in his smallness, his actual greatness is even bigger. Nahi prakrishtaha preshyante. Prakrishta, superior ones. Preshyante means are sent for errand work. Preshantehi itare janaha. Only the others are sent. So I am the weakest, most inexperienced, and the smallest in cadre. I'm an intern. They are all senior vice presidents of Sugriva. That's how powerful they are. So today's topic is in greatness, when greatness is in smallness. So I just want to digress for a moment. Some things to consider. A few chapters ago, when Sita Devi, in response to Hanuman's request that please sit on my back, I will take you back to Ramachandra, she said, why are you speaking like an ordinary monkey? Look at your size. You're so small. How do you expect me to sit on you and go? And Hanuman said, oh, you're doubting my prowess by my size. And he showed his, in the commentaries of Ramayana, it is called Hanuman Vishwarupam. He became so big, strong, mighty, muscular that it was like, wow. And he said, you shouldn't doubt my strength. And it is not just this, I can jump, I can take care of hundreds of Ravanas very easily. In fact, you don't even need to sit on my back. I can take the entire Lanka to where Ramachandra is. And right now, he's saying, oh, those Vanaras, oh, they're very, very mighty. I'm the smallest. So is that an exhibition of strength? And is this humility? Or was that humility and this some sort of weakness? Or is that humility and this also humility? And third one's the answer. In the previous case, he showed his strength and capabilities as a way of making Sita Devi confident that Ramachandra will come and she needs to preserve her life. In this case, also, he's giving her confidence because she has raised a doubt. Okay, you've come. How will they come? And he's telling her, oh, if you saw my strength and you were awed by it, I am the smallest in that group. Now, this is humility, and that was also humility. However, we might sometimes get accustomed to humility as an expression of nothingness. When we say, oh, I am nothing, and we think that is humility. That is not right. A soul, even at the spiritual level, a soul cannot be nothing. So to say I am nothing is not a right statement. The right sense of humility is I am very tiny. My contribution is very small because I am tiny. But the mighty Lord can empower the tiniest of beings to do anything. But the glory is the Lord's, not mine. In a war zone, sometimes the doctors who have to operate on the injured soldiers don't have the most sanitized equipment, the best medical devices. At that time, they have to make do with anything. In fact, they can pick a stick from the ground and tie it to some rag and make it a tourniquet. The glory is not of that stick, it's the glory of the doctor who can see something and find some value in it and utilize it. But it's not nothing, it's small. So ever we are in a situation where our humility is to be expressed, we can never say, I'm nothing. I'm very small is the right answer. That's one. Second, from a tattva perspective or a philosophical perspective, Hanumanji is representing Guru who's telling the Jiva that I am representing this fascinating Guru Parampara. And although with you here, I'm just a tiny representation or representative of this very, very powerful line of great, great personalities who can do anything. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Prabhupada said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he can do anything. He can liberate the entire world if he wants to. Then someone said, then why didn't he do it? And Prabhupada chuckled and answered, he left us some service to do. So they can do anything, but they leave some service, the little bit. This was Prabhupada's humility. Prabhupada never said, I'm nothing. He said, I'm very small. So he gave us some service to do in the grand order of Sri Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is that verse of humility. Aham tavat iha prapta kim punah te mahabala. If I can come, why not they? Nahi prakrishta preshyante, preshyante hi tare janaha. So Sita Devi, please don't lament anymore. Just get rid of your sorrow. These monkeys will reach Lanka in one single leap. And Ramachandra and Lakshmana will ride on my back and will come here like the rising sun and moon. Chandra Surya eva, Chandra Suryau eva uditau, like the sun and moon are rising. We even hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda like this. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahoditau. Gaudodaye Pushpavantau Samnau Tamau Nudau. They together have rising in Gaudadesh as the sun and the moon simultaneously rising and removing all darkness from this world. Very similar verse of Rama and Lakshmana. This Rama and Lakshmana will finish off the entire Lanka with their arrows. And you will see, Sita, for your delight, that Ravana and all of his troops, including Lanka, will all be torn down, burnt away, and they will take you back. You will see Ramachandra manifest himself like a blazing fire in Lanka. And you will be united back with him just the way Rohini is reunited with the moon, Chandra. In this case, she is the Rohini, Ramachandra is the Chandra. Very soon, and this will happen very, very soon. Within a very short period of time, Ravana will be finished. So he consoled Sita Devi, assured her one more time that Ramachandra and Lakshmana, holding bows and arrows, will enter Lanka. And you will see that soon. And as far as the monkeys are concerned, they don't have weapons. But what are their weapons? Their claws and fangs. And they are so powerful that they can put tigers and lions to shame, as lions and tigers can attack a mighty elephant as well. And each of these monkeys resembles massive mountains and clouds in the sky. And when they speak and roar, it's like thunders in the Malaya mountains. Even Ramachandra, in your absence, is being pierced by the arrows of Cupid and is not able to find even a moment of happiness. So please, Sita Devi, leave any unpleasant ideas, leave all sorrow aside, just hold on. As soon as I go, I will provide this message, and the two brothers, like fire and wind, will come back to retrieve you. So please be patient for this to happen. So when Sita Devi heard these words from Hanumanji, she found them very, very beneficial to her heart. And she said, "Oh, Hanuman." And so the visual we need to have is Hanuman is walking to find a spot from which he can go back. And Sita Devi is following him. She's continuing the conversation. She's delaying, not delaying, she's making use of every moment that she can get with Hanuman. And she says, the words that you have spoken are like a fresh rain shower on freshly sprouted paddy field. I am eager to touch Sri Ramachandra. So please show mercy on me and fulfill my desire. I thought I'll finish this chapter too. I don't think I have time. So one more set of verses where Hanuman finally, maybe I should just speed up and tell you the rest of the chapter. This is again her plea in separation. Again telling Hanumanji that as you go, please tell Ramachandra of how much I am completely desolate without him, how I'm constantly thinking about him, and that without him, there is absolutely no hope for life. And only you can give this message. So I'm placing my entire trust in you to be able to convey this message to him. Give him that Chudamani that I gave you. So Hanuman says, can you give me one more, any other additional item that I can give to Sri Ramachandra? So she said, now I gave you the story of the crow. I told you about the water sport when he decorated my cheek with the minerals, and I gave you the Chudamani. So please go. I don't want to delay you any further. So finally, Hanumanji said, Sita Devi, I know that you are completely tormented. Somehow or the other, you have been discovered by me. So note the phraseology. He didn't say that I discovered you. The humility of a devotee is they never think that they have done it. They always see the hand of Sri Ramachandra's grace or the hand of Krishna's grace in anything happening. So he says, it has been so that you have been discovered by me. It's an indirect way of saying you revealed yourself to me. This is not the time to lament. Very soon you will see Sri Ramachandra, Lakshmana, and they will take you to their own city. He didn't say you will go back to your home. Their own city means that it's time for you to be liberated from this Lanka. It is the duty or the activity of the Guru to bring the message of the Supreme Lord in the form of mantra and take the petition and plea of the living entity back to the Supreme Lord. And Sri Lakshmana as the Guru Tattva, the representation of all Guru Tattva, to relieve the Jiva from this torment. And so then Hanuman, as he is leaving, she says, Hanuman, please make sure that you let Ramachandra and Lakshmana know that I asked about them. Please let Sugriva and all of the ministers also know that I asked about them. Please ask Ramachandra to deliver me from this ocean of sorrow. Please tell him how much distress I am in. After saying this, Hanumanji, his mind filled with joy, joy of seeing Sita Devi, joy of the upcoming order of taking this message to him, and of course the joy of meeting Rama and Lakshmana again. So, Sa Rajaputrya Prativedita Artha Kapih Kritartha Parihrishta Cheta. Parihrishta Cheta, his entire consciousness was Parihrishta, very, very delighted, happy, jubilant, ecstatic. Tad alpasesham prasamiksha karyam disham hi udicham manasa jagama. And then he said that there's a little bit of activity remaining to be done. Alpa sesham prasamiksha karyam. There is a little bit of unfinished work for him. Thinking that way, disham hi udicham, his mind moved towards the northern direction. Northern direction is he's thinking of Ramachandra and Lakshmana. And that ends chapter 40 of this beautiful, beautiful section of Sundara Kanda. All right, any questions, comments, please?
Hare Krishna, Kaji.
Yeah, go ahead, Gita Lakshmi.
While you were speaking about Lord Hanuman's humility, I was just recollecting. He's so endowed with so many qualities and good character, and his guru was Surya Dev, and yet he took this humble position of serving Sugriva, and he found that to be the perfection of his um, service, so to speak.
Yeah.
And in following that instruction of his teacher, Suryadev, he attained this glorious job of meeting Sita Devi, meeting Lord Ramachandra, serving them so nicely. Um, I was just feeling very nice to see that it's not just in doing big, being in a position of big responsibility or something, position, so to speak, but just following the order of the spiritual master and serving in that place and finding perfection in that service.
Yes, in some Purana, I don't know which one, it is said that Hanuman's Guru Dakshina was to be the servant of Sugriva, because Sugriva is the son of Suryadev. That's one thing. But it's not that a position gives a person glory. It is the person who gives that position of glory. When you take Sri Ramachandra, his glory is what gives being a king, that position, the glory. But there are many unfit persons who, let's say like Duryodhana, who was the king, but it didn't give any glory to him. So it's not the position, it's the person that gives glory to the position, not the other way around. So Hanumanji, by being a servant of Sugriva, and then of course the servant of Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana, he gives the position of being a servant so much glory that in each one of us, there must be a pride that, wow, I have got an opportunity to be a servant. That position has been glorified in the universe by Hanumanji. What an honor to be a servant. Generally, it's not considered honorable. But he has given honor to the word servant, Ramadasa, which he's going to say soon. But thank you. Nice observation. I appreciate it. Any other?
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Keep going.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu. This is Nritya Gaurangadas.
Yes. Hari Bol.
Dandavats Pranam. Thank you once again for the wonderful session. Thoroughly enjoyed. One question regarding the humility. I understand, like when Hanuman says, there are many powerful monkeys, more powerful than me, who can jump from the Kishkinda itself directly to Lanka. I think, but then when he says that he is like a peon who was choose to do this task, but then in reality he is a minister of Sugriva. So he's, in one sense, when I think that he's not telling the truth in, but how do we consider that as a humility? The other thing, okay, maybe he's to boost the confidence of Sita Devi, he's telling, but then because he's not a peon, he's a minister in of Sugriva. So is it appropriate for someone to speak like that when it is not true?
It is true. It is true because he may be occupying a position. Again, it's
Mhm.
not the position, it's a person. And he feels very strongly that, wow, there are such great, great persons in this assembly. Let's take Rupa Goswami for a moment. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. Ramananda Rai is there. Swarup Damodar Goswami is there. They're all sitting there. And they say, oh, it seems you've been writing some wonderful literature. Speak something from it. Rupa Goswami is wherever, so high. And he said, no, 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 no. It is the sense of smallness, not nothingness. The smallness that, no, these are all great persons. Yet we are all called Rupanugas, but he's looking at them as great, and they are great. So is Hanumanji feeling that they're all very great. Jambavan, Sugriva, they're all very, very powerful persons. So he's not saying, oh, by the way, Sita Devi, my position is that I'm a minister. Positions don't matter. Humility matters. The one who throws position as their eligibility or throws position as their sign of greatness actually is a weak person. Because it's not the position that gives glory. They think that's the position that gives me glory. Oh, I'm such and such president, temple president. I'm temple president. It's not the position. A very tiny, unknown, insignificant person can be placed in that position by the grace of Guru and superiors, and they have to carry out that order. They carry out that service. But if they feel, if the small starts to think big, then that is where things get all messed up. We know what happened to Nahusha. Nahusha fought on behalf of the Devatas because Indra was in hiding. And so they invited Nahusha to take the position of Indra for the time being until Indra returns from his hiding. And because he was placed on the throne of Indra, Nahusha, who's a human being, started to think like Devendra. And he saw Shachi Devi, Indra's consort, and he thought, she is for my enjoyment. And he started harassing her that, please, now I am Indra. She's like, what are you talking? So she went and complained to Brihaspati and Agastya Muni. And Nahusha became so arrogant or heightened by that position that he had these great Brahmanas carry the palanquin for him. Can you imagine having Agastya and others carry the palanquin for him?
Yeah.
And they were walking slow, and one day like this, so he got angry and he shouted at that sage, Sarpa, Sarpa means move, move. So that sage got angry and said, you arrogant fellow. Up until the time, he was arrogant, but he was not offending. Now that he had offended a Brahmana, they cursed, they sprinkled water and said, Sarpa, Sarpa, may you become a Sarpa, a snake. And so he fell from heaven to become a python. So arrogance by position is very dangerous. And we are seeing, as you brought up, Hanuman has no such arrogance. He may be in a position of minister, very trusted, confidant of Sugriva, but in his heart of hearts, as he's trying to make Sita Devi confident, he's also saying, oh, Reshante itare jana. They just send ordinary people for such activity. And this is why even Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, took the position of or role of messenger for the Pandavas and went like an insignificant person. Messengers are all insignificant people. Krishna went to the Kauravas. And that's why Kunti Devi says, you protected us from this, you protected us from that, but you went like our messenger. How menial. So meniality doesn't obscure greatness. At least from a Vaishnava perspective, meniality actually enhances greatness.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you are saying, I also was remembering, like even before he jumped to Lanka, he was not the first one to be asked to jump, but then even Jambavan, Angada, they all said, they expressed their strength. So Hanuman, even after knowing that others expressed their strength and that they could not be able to complete that task, still he is telling Sita Devi that everybody is more powerful than me.
Yes.
That is so amazing. I mean,
that is Hanumanji.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Any final thoughts?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Sarva.
Yeah, Prabhu. In the same lines, actually, just wanted little more clarifications. Just as in case of Krishna, as he says in 7:7, Matta Parataram Nanat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. So, as he says, I am the supreme. So that way, he is humble because he is speaking the truth. And also, you have seen in case of Hanuman previously, he was telling what he can do when Mother Sita was telling you are very small. So when Hanuman was about to jump, so at that time, everybody, as we discussed, everybody was telling how far they can jump. So at that point of time, nobody was having the capability of jumping as far as Lanka. And only Hanuman, after being reminded by Jambavan, he could do so. So now, as he's saying, the others are great monkeys. The point is like, if Lord Ramchandra empowers, anybody can do that. And as I have come by his grace, they can also do it. So only thing, the thing is, I'm not able to understand that, yes, he is expressing humility, but by grace of Ramchandra, anybody can do that. But as of when he jumped, nobody was, having the capability of jumping that much. So if somebody says by grace of Ramchandra, anybody can do that, don't worry. So that I understand. But factually, Sita Devi also knew who are the personages who can do that. And that's what she said. So From factual perspective,
What's the point?
so
Sorry, I
I'm saying,
didn't get it.
as we say that humility is when we express the truth as it is, right? So in case of other monkeys, they could not, that's why they didn't jump. So from factual perspective, they cannot. But if Lord Ramchandra gives power, anybody can do. So from that perspective, it is fine. But from factual perspective, the other monkeys could not have jumped as far as Hanuman did.
No, not necessarily. In this case, the ring was given to Hanumanji, and that's his job. But he's narrating. They have circumambulated the entire earth in the sky multiple times. We're looking at the monkeys who came south. What about all the ones who went north, east, and west? They also searched the entire areas. And Sugriva describes the entire world. It describes what in the northern quarters, southern quarters, all of that. So they have gone. He himself has gone. So how would you think Hanuman should have said it? Let's start there. What should he have said?
Yeah, Hanumanji is always excellent in speaking. How can I say what he should say? But
So then,
if we exclude the other, I was not considering those other monkeys. So then definitely that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody has strength or any capability that has not been given by the Lord. That is the fact. He's not saying that their strength is independent of the Lord's grace. I don't think that's ever the case. But he's expressing his humility to tell Sita Devi that if you see me as very strong, who's coming is even stronger. There's no discrepancy or factuality being broken, nothing at all. It is a factual a statement that he's making. He's been specially empowered, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. But a devotee doesn't ever thinks it's my greatness. And he always sees others as greater than him. But he or she doesn't see themselves as nothing. That's not humility. Okay, so on the WhatsApp group, the question I had asked, and someone just asked me that did I answer it? No. Someone did on the WhatsApp group answer the question that why Sita Devi gave Hanumanji, although 2 months is what Ravana had given, she told him only 1 month. So one is, and as rightly someone said, one is the bearing of life for 2 months without Ramachandra seems impossible for her. Second, she wants to put a sense of expediency in Ramachandra's heart that come quickly. I'm only going to keep my life together for 1 month. That's the second reason. Third, we never know what Ravana is up to. He can say 2 months and suddenly change everything in 1 month. That's the third one. A devotional is, although she is in misery, she's also thinking about Bharata, who said by the end of 14 years, the next morning, if you're not standing in front of me, I'm going to give up my life because you made a promise for 14 years. So I have to abide by it. But there was no promise beyond 14. So you need to be here. So if she gives 2 months, that's also the time when Bharata will have to give up his life. So her life is not as important. She rather see that Ramachandra go to Bharata and unite those two brothers. So it is her sense of insignificance, if you will, in this context. If it is 1 month, then it gives Ramachandra time to meet her and somehow get to Ayodhya back again and meet with Bharata. So if it happens, Ramachandra has the association of both. If it doesn't happen, then he has the association of Bharata. That is her greatness in thinking that way. So multiple reasons. Thank you very much. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki Jai. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Glories to all the acharyas in this line. including our Srila Prabhupada and our immediate guru, who emphasizes within us this service mentality. And not just service mentality, but the service to the servants of the servants who are serving the wonderful couple. Because in being a servant of the servant, there is greater joy than just being a servant of the Lord. And somehow that is the philosophy, but that is also the experience and the joy. And thanks to our great Hanumanji, who every word, every action, every breath, every thought is completely manifesting and embodying this wonderful quality of being a servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanudasa. That is our identity. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.